What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a great day, and today I'm going to be reviewing the next book in Tier 2 of the disturbing book Iceberg, created by Reddit user K the Butcher Shitter. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, it's basically a list of books that go from normal, not so scary, to utterly insane, horrible books that I never knew existed. And I'm going to be reviewing a handful of books from each tier of the iceberg, from tiers 1 through 6, and I get there's 8 on there, but, can't read the final 2 because they don't exist, or there's not very many of them. So, in a way, if you guys want to know the previous books I finished, I reviewed a book called Head Full of Ghosts and Flowers for Algernon in Tier 1, and I'm now finally on Tier 2. I just reviewed another book called Concrete Island, if you guys want to check that out. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a book called Concrete Island by J.G. Ballard. Now, this is a interesting book for me because this one, the plot alone had me interested. This book is technically about a wealthy office worker whose car crashes in London on a strip of land underneath some highway overpasses, and he finds himself trapped there. So technically, I thought, okay, this is like a survival story, and it is. This book is technically a survival story from the very beginning, and I do think that the story does work in that regard. But there's a couple of things I don't like about the story. For one thing, I don't think that this should have been a novel. It should have been a short story on its own, because I do think certain stuff gets stretches out for too long. I do like the character of Maitland, who is, the main guy in the story. I do like how he is struggling to survive down in this stretch of land that he describes as like 200 yards long, which I'm surprised because there's a lot of people who drive by every single day, but none of them can stop for him. So he's technically trapped there and he can't get out. Like, his legs are broken. He's got certain, he doesn't have any food with him. He does have some alcohol that he keeps with him to quench his thirst if he needs to, which he doesn't have any water, so that's really sad. And then eventually he explores like literally every inch of the island multiple times, and it can get a little bit repetitive for me. And I will say that the side characters that this guy Maitland gets introduced to, you don't even see them until halfway through the book, which to me was a big disappointment, because we're watching Maitland explore this island and trying to figure out ways that he can escape, and it takes up until like halfway through the story before we meet the other characters. And to me, it was a little bit too long. It was a little bit too slow paced for me. I did like some of the ideas that he tried to get off the island. He tried climbing himself out, even though he has a broken leg. He tried getting out on his own, and it didn't work for him. Certain cars, would stop, and they would see that his car is on fire, and then he would wave at them to try to flag him down. But then he would be like, "Oh, they didn't come get him because they thought he was just another homeless guy having a bonfire or something like that." And so then they just drove away. And I'm like, dang, nobody really wants to get him. It's kind of sad, kind of a sad idea. And that's really all I can really say about the story, really, because there really isn't much more to talk about. I don't think the two side characters are very well done. There is like a prostitute that he meets, and there's an older guy who doesn't read too much. He doesn't have a very high IQ, and it's very weird. The story is weird. I do think it would have worked better as a short story, and I do think the pacing could have been a lot faster if it was a short story. So all in all, this book was fine. If you're interested in it, I recommend you try to read it. I would give it 2 out of 5 stars, to be honest, because it just wasn't for me. The idea really intrigued me, but it was overall I was disappointed in the end. So guys, thank you very much for watching my Disturbing Iceberg series. Look forward to my next book in Tier 2, which is going to be a book called Cows. Yeah, I got a lot to discuss with that. Like, this book is just gross. So yeah, guys, look forward to more videos very soon, and thank you guys very much. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.